topic is need for political institution. Political institution involve different types of meetings, committees and routines. This often leads to delays and complications. I am repeating my point once again. Several arrangements are made in modern democracies which are called political institutions. Democracy works well when these institutions perform functions assigned to them. First point is political institution, here is ON, involve meetings, committees and routines. This often leads to the delays and complications. Second point is some of the delays and complications introduced by the institutions are very useful as they provide an opportunity for a wider set of people to be consulted. And next is institution make it difficult to have a good decision taken very quickly. And next is it also make equally difficult to rush through a bad decision also. Is it clear to all of you? Next institution is parliament. Decisions are not directly taken in parliament, but parliamentary discussions on the report influence and shape the decision of the government. These decisions bring pressure on the government to act. If parliament is not in favor of the decision, then the government cannot go ahead and cannot implement the decision. It means decisions are not directly decisions are not directly taken in the parliament. Parliament is one of the most important political institution of our country. Why do we need parliament? Next topic is why do we need parliament? As I have told you, parliament is one of the most important political institution of our country. An assembly of elected representatives is called parliament. What is parliament? Parliament is an assembly of elected representatives which exercise supreme political authority on the behalf of the people of any country. Here we are talking about India. At the state level, this is called the legislature or legislative assembly. The name may vary in different countries, but such an assembly exists in every democracy. I am repeating my points once again. Why do we need parliament and what is parliament? An assembly of elected representatives, an assembly of elected representatives, an assembly of elected representatives is called parliament. At the state level, this is called the legislature or legislative assembly. At state level, it is called legislative assembly, or you can say legislature also. The name may vary in different countries, but such an assembly exists in every democratic country. Now, why there is a need to have parliament in any country? Parliament exercises political authority on behalf of the people in many ways as listed here. You can see here, parliament is the final authority. Parliament is a final authority. Which type of final authority? For making laws in any country. For making laws in any country. How laws are made? There is legislature, executive and judiciary. Legislature is a law making body. In this, President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is there, or Parliament is there. Then executive is there. All laws are implemented by executive. Means Prime Minister is there and their cabinet ministers are there, and laws are implemented in executive. Then judiciary is there. In this, if any person is not obeying the laws made by the government and they are discussed here in judiciary. Judiciary is free from the government control. Now, why do we need parliament? Parliament, I have told you, is the final authority for making laws in any country. Second point is, those who run the government can take decision only when they get the support of the parliament. It means support of the parliament is compulsory. Parliament control all the money matters that government have. Parliament is the highest form of discussion and debates on public issues and national policy in any country. In this way, there is a great need of parliament in any democratic country. Now, after this, we shall discuss about the chamber of houses. There are two houses of parliament. There are two houses of parliament. First house is Lok Sabha and second house is Rajya Sabha. I will write on the board also about it. If I am talking about two houses of the parliament, I wanted to clear one thing. Most large countries divide the role and powers of parliament in two parts, which are called chambers or houses. One house is usually directly elected by the people and exercises the real power on behalf of the people, and the second house is usually elected directly and perform some special functions. The most common work for the second house is to look after the interest of various states, regions or federal units. I am repeating my points once again. One house is usually directed, one house is usually directly elected by the people and exercises the real power on the behalf of the people. The second house is usually elected indirectly and perform some special function. The most common work for the second house is to look after the interest of the various states, regions or federal units. It means one house is directly elected and the second house is usually elected indirectly. If I am talking about our country, India, parliament consists of two houses. The two houses are known as the Council of States, that is known as Rajya Sabha, and second is the House of the People, which is known as Lok Sabha. As you all know, the President of India is a part of Parliament. President of India is a part of Parliament. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha also, they are the part of our Parliament. Although she is not a member of either house, all laws made in the houses come into force only after receiving the assent of the President. Indian Constitution does give the Rajya Sabha some special powers over the states, but on most matters the Lok Sabha exercises supreme power. There are some points to illustrate this. First is, an ordinary law needs to be passed by the both houses. an ordinary law, any ordinary law needs to be passed, need to be passed by both houses. Both houses means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But if there is a difference between the two houses, the final decision is taken in the joint session in which members of both the houses sit together. The view of the Lok Sabha is likely to prevail in such a meeting since there are many members of the Lok Sabha. I have told you also about that two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Before making any law, a bill is passed. Bill is firstly sent to Lok Sabha, and after discussion in Lok Sabha, then that bill will be sent to the Rajya Sabha, and after discussion in Rajya Sabha, the bill will come to the President for final decision. But if any case President is not agree with that bill, then that bill will not be passed. It will again send to Lok Sabha, then Lok Sabha will again send this bill to Rajya Sabha, and again this bill will come to the President for the final discussion. This is clear to all of you?